Hey folks, it's John P. here with Geek Beat TV, bringing you coverage from CES. I'm standing outside the Venetian. I'm about to go in and meet with the folks from McIntosh, who today announced a new McIntosh audio player for iPhone. Now you may be thinking to yourself, is this Macintosh by Apple? No, it's not. Macintosh is the world-renowned high-end luxury audio equipment manufacturer, which is what makes this so unique. So let's go and learn more about the company.
This episode of Geek Beat TV is brought to you by Dice.com, the career hub for tech.
Hey guys, John P. here, and I'm with Linda, who runs all sales and marketing for Macintosh and a fellow Greek.
Yasu.
Thanks for letting us come out, and really, you guys have a beautiful suite here for Macintosh, which is exactly what I would expect for what I consider to be probably the world's most premium luxury brand of audio-video equipment.
We absolutely are the top of the heap. Macintosh has a wonderful history, 60 years of hand craftsmanship in America. Who can say that today, that we are handcrafted in America with people who are 3 generations of family members who work in our factories in Binghamton. And you see these people who devote their lives to making solid-state, beautiful amplifiers. Of course, was the beginning of time for Macintosh in the early days. And now we do source units, preamplifiers, everything that you need to have a full system solution, speakers, but people who dedicate their lives to actually bringing beautiful sound experience to your home.
Well, there's a beautiful stack of equipment here, and God knows what this cost. But, you know, I mean, this CD player, for example, I'm sure is a few $1,000s. Why? What is so great about Macintosh?
It obviously is the sound quality. It's distinctive, it's full, it's rich, and it brings joy to the people who listen to it. In my world, it's when you want to share something with people you love, right? Whether it's fine wine, when you have people who come over and you enjoy uncorking it to share with your family and friends. When you want people in your home listening to music, you want them to have the most rich, wonderful experience. You can't have that with any other brand but Macintosh.
And it also looks beautiful in the home environment. So can we talk a little bit about how some of this stuff is made?
We do everything in our factory in Binghamton. I mean, full vertical integration. One of the most exciting stations of the factory tour that I saw was our glass cutting machine. You know, we cover the faceplate of our amplifiers with beautiful 1/4 to 1/2-inch glass.
Wow.
And it reminds me of Swiss watches because I've spent many years in the Swiss watch industry. Why do you have sapphire crystals protecting the dial of your watches? To protect the inner mechanisms. Same thing holds true. These amplifiers last for generations. These amplifiers get passed on from generation to generation. And on this glass cutting machine, we actually cut with garnet dust. We use jewels to create the most beautiful jewel. Who does that? I mean, this is incredible.
So before we get Charlie Randall, who's the president of Macintosh, in here, let me take a moment to thank our sponsor.
Thanks to Dice for sponsoring this episode of Geek Beat TV and our CES coverage. They are the place to go if you're looking for a job in tech or if you have a job to give someone in tech. And they're running a contest, $25,000, a trip to New York, meeting with really cool companies. Go to dice.com/contest for more.
Thanks, Callie. We're back with Charlie Randall, who's the president of Macintosh. And Charlie, you've got an interesting story with the company. I mean, you started at the bottom and you moved all the way up.
Yep, I started as an intern from Rochester Institute of Technology quite a few number of years ago. And worked my way up to the engineering department, became VP of engineering and president of the company in 2001.
Well, you are exactly the man that I want to talk to today. What makes a McIntosh a McIntosh? And just to frame that up for you, okay, if I have to make a decision to go to Best Buy and pick up a $500 Sony receiver, or I'm going to go make an investment in a McIntosh, you know, why would I do that? What are some of the big key differentiators I'm experiencing?
A lot of the key differentiators is the way our products are designed. We over-design them and use lots of output devices. For instance, in the power amplifiers, we also have some other technology like the output transformer, which really, in layman's terms, it allows you to match the impedance of the loudspeaker to the amplifier. So through the output transformer, the unit's never going to overheat, it's never going to shut down, it's always going to give you all the power that you paid for.
When we look at, like, this is an amplifier, right? I mean, this thing is gigantic. How many watts is that rated at, just out of curiosity?
That's 600 watts, but we go all the way up to 2,000 watts.
Wow. Okay, so what is the difference between Sony telling us that they have an amplifier that's rated at like 100 watts per channel and let's say a McIntosh that's rated at 100 watts per channel?
Typically, like on most brands, they'll optimize the design just to hit the 100 watt portion of it. Our amplifiers will do 600 watts or 660 watts at the low frequencies, which are the hardest to reproduce because it's a reserve of the power supply system. So mid-band, like this amplifier, will do 800 watts. So it's just way over-designed compared to a lot of the mass brands.
So what you're saying is, I guess, that if we look at the full spectrum of frequencies that, let's say, we're going to send to the speaker, a Sony that's going to hit 100 watts might at one point in the range hit 100 watts, and the McIntosh is going to hit 100 watts everywhere across the band, and it's going to do it consistently without even really working very hard?
Correct, and without overheating and without shutting down. Another technology that we used on anything that's over 400 watts, we use full balance technology, so we're balanced from input to output. And anybody that knows their balanced signal technology, that's where you run a cable that's got the plus and the minus side of the signal and cancels so you can run a piece of wire a long distance. Well, we take that all the way through the amplifier, so it gives us signal-to-noise ratios of 135 dB, where a typical direct coupled amplifier, you can only get 110. So the noise floor for us is very low, and what that means is the lower the noise floor, that means there's no extraneous information in the sound recording that you're going to play back that's coming from the system. It's purely the way it was supposed to be heard.
Gotcha. So just kind of to sum it up here, if all of that sounded like a little bit of gobbledygook, that's okay. It doesn't matter. What matters is this. If you listen to a McIntosh amplified source, I'm going to tell you from experience, when there's no audio on the track, it sounds silent. When there are highs, they sound crisp, and when there are lows, it is just earth-shaking, low. So if you've not experienced McIntosh yet, I would encourage you to go out and listen to it and consider whether or not you're going to make an investment of this sort. Where can people typically pick up McIntosh equipment?
We sell through specialty distribution throughout the U.S. They're retailers that really pride themselves in the custom installation, plus also carrying the high-end brands.
So we're going to try and get a hold of some of your equipment and do some testing and feature some more detailed reviews of it.
Great.
And so you guys stay tuned for those reviews as we get a hold of it. And also keep up with youtube.com/GeekBeat TV for all the latest coverage from CES. Take care.